Okay, this video is the grace pipeline. Now, before we start talking about the grace pipeline, we're going to talk about the integrity of God and what makes up the integrity of God. Well, it's His perfect righteousness plus His perfect justice equals His perfect integrity. God is also perfect love. People love to talk about God's love, and they love to separate it from His righteousness and justice. But what everyone needs to realize is if God operated out of love and compromised His righteousness or His justice, He would be compromising His integrity and He would fail to be a perfect God. So that is where the grace pipeline comes into play. So it's a way for God, perfect God, to fellowship with imperfect man. This is all illustrative and figurative just to help you grasp how God does this. So for every believer at faith alone, in Christ alone, God constructs a grace pipeline, a little channel which He can pour out blessings and privileges to a believer without compromising His perfect integrity. So on one end, we have all of this, the perfect integrity of God and the love of God. And on the other end of this pipeline, so this is up here, the reason it has justice of God is because what the righteousness demands, the justice executes. So all of this is responsible for the justice sending blessings down this pipeline. And on the other end, we have the imputed righteousness of God into the believer, which I do like to draw like this because that's how we've been doing it. So at faith alone in Christ alone, God puts His own perfect divine righteousness inside of you so that righteousness can fellowship with righteousness. Because of this imputed righteousness, God's own perfection is residing in us, and He meets His own perfect standards, and He is free to personally love us and supply our every need, coming down from the integrity of God, motivated by the love of God, targeted at the perfect righteousness of God. All these blessings come down to us through this pipeline. So at salvation, 40 blessings instantly come down through this pipeline. And one of these blessings is logistical grace. Logistical grace is everything you will ever need your entire life to fulfill the plan of God, starting with your basic needs like air and water and food, a home, a job, car, etc., all the way through to a pastor teacher, a church home, a Bible class, a Bible, a way to study the Bible. Everything you need is going to be sent down this pipeline to you. This is called logistical grace to help you fulfill the plan of God. Now, some believers that take advantage of this and they take in Bible doctrine daily and apply it to their lives, they develop a huge capacity. Well, when you develop a huge capacity to handle more, you get more. So I liken this to, we all know the millionaire story of the people that win the lottery and they win $1 million and then like a year later they're broke because they had no capacity to handle money. So as soon as God sees that you have the capacity, boom, more blessings are coming down, more spiritual blessings. So let's change colors real quick because I want to show you something. So this figurative pipeline is encapsulated right here by the righteousness and justice of God. The integrity of God is protecting it and encapsulating it. Why? Because He never wants you to forget where it's coming from. The righteousness and justice, what the righteousness demands, the justice executes. And it's motivated by the love of God. And that is the only reason you are getting blessings. And they're targeted at the righteousness of God in you. So a human being comes along and says, ooh, I took this human action, I'm going to take credit for it. Boom, bounces off. Hey, I've got this special ability. Boom, bounces off. Hey, I am very self-righteousness. Boom. boom, I'm very self-righteous, boom, bounces off. No human can take credit for anything because it is a grace pipeline encapsulated by God's own righteousness and justice. Just like in salvation, faith alone in Christ alone, spiritual life's the same way. You can't take credit for it.